What's up, y'all? Buddha and Moti back again.
Back in the flesh.
TK back again.
TK back again.
Dude, did he just
Back in the flesh.
Back in the flesh.
Did he just toast us with a spit cup?
Yeah.
How y'all feel about that?
Well, he drinks Coors Light, so.
So it's been a while since we've been together.
Woo! Man, it's been a minute.
Cortez was out of town all the time. But
I'm glad to be back.
it's also the off season. So what y'all been up to?
It's working. How about you, T?
There's a lot I could say. No, how about keeping up with the Saints? Yeah, all the all-season moves.
Well,
Working
speaking
out.
of,
Yeah, do a little working out, huh? A little working out.
I did lats today.
Yeah, I did last today. Feel my muscle.
The stuff y'all come up with.
That's all good.
Well, since it's been a while, we missed a lot of Saints news on our Cash for Your Stash. So
I do.
let's get into that. I guess the two biggest.
Let's just say, though, Pels lost last night.
We don't care. We ain't talking about the Pels.
All right, but we are blessed. Football's around the corner.
Oh yeah.
2-3 months, maybe? 2-3 months?
Yeah. Draft next Thursday. Huh?
Draft next Thursday.
To me,
then,
the off season is just as fun as the regular season. I like watching these
100%.
teams come together. It's fun. It's like getting new Christmas toys, like a
Right.
Derek Carr. Like, oh, look what I got.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we're going to talk about that.
Speaking
bro.
of Derek Carr, the two biggest off-season moves were one, trading the rights to Sean Payton to Denver,
Yeah.
which gives us a pick 29 in this
Opportunity.
year's draft and a second next year,
Yes, I believe we give up a third. The third
Yeah,
or second
yeah.
swap next year.
third, second swap. So, I mean, that was probably that and Derek Carr is the biggest Saints news this year.
Definitely. Coaching a quarterback, definitely.
So
And I
Denver has Sean Payton, and we get a 29th
Yeah.
pick. We jump back into the first round this year, which we didn't have before.
And it was, so much speculation talk about everybody saying that Sean Payton was going to, of course, the Cowboys, and then he goes to Denver. So
Yeah, there were a lot of teams. I think Denver needed him the most after paying Russell Wilson that much.
Oh, yeah.
You can't get rid of him. You have to turn
Exactly.
him around. Who better than Sean
Yeah.
Payton to go do that
He's
for
definitely
him?
a
I think it's a
quarterback
good
coach.
move by Denver.
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely a good quarterback coach.
Yeah.
And speaking of quarterback, we signed Derek Carr. Which
I love
y'all
it.
know, I think he's an upgrade from
What we had, right?
Winston and Dalton. But I don't know if he's a $37 million upgrade.
Well, I think
4 year, $150 million, right?
yeah, and I think
But there's an option after 2, I think.
yes, you can get out of it after 2, and that's the cost of doing business in the quarterback market these days. That $37.5 million a year, it looks like a lot. In 2 years, it won't be.
Oh, no.
When Patrick Mahomes
Definitely.
signed his deal, it
Next
looks like
year
a
it
lot.
won't.
Yeah, it looked like a lot.
It
right.
looks like a very
Next
cheap
year
deal
won't
now.
be.
Right.
Because next year is when Burrow and
Yes.
Yes.
That's all going to be $50 million
it's
plus.
gonna be ridiculous.
And what was that?
Burrow, who else?
Herbert's going to be coming up. Tua's going to be coming up. Everybody from that draft class, and it's going to make Carr's contract not look like a lot. And also, quarterbacks like Derek Carr don't come on the market that often, so the number looks
No,
high,
they
but that's
haven't.
what the cost is.
You got to grab him. Me and Poodle was talking about that. Me and Poodle was talking about that today. Of course, day drinking, but man, I think he's going on his 5th concussion.
Who's that?
Oh,
Tua.
Tua.
And now they,
He had 3 last year.
yeah, and they did an interview.
3 official
concussions.
concussions. But
Then they did an interview with him, I think, a couple of days ago, and he said that now he's starting to focus on jiu-jitsu to where he knows how to take a fall. I mean, let me tell you something, man. You got a 350-pound lineman throwing you to the ground. It don't make a shit how you gonna fall. So
his brain is scrambled.
yeah,
Bro.
it's a bad situation for him in Miami. So we'll see how that pans out.
They also don't have their first round pick this year to take another offensive lineman to protect them because they gave it up because of tampering
But, yeah.
with Sean Payton and Tom Brady.
Right. Exactly right.
That's crazy. I mean,
A lot of
I
stuff
hope
going
for the
down
best
with
for
them.
him,
Yeah.
but god damn, I hate seeing that shit.
It's a
Yeah,
bad
that
day.
one play he got hit and he got up and started walking and just. I mean, that's not good.
He said that one was his
Bad.
back spasm.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, dude. Think
It was
about
not his back. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I think it's a good pickup.
I think it is, man, with
It's
the offense.
definitely
that we have.
definitely an upgrade. Now, can the offensive line stay healthy? That's another thing. So that's probably something that needs to be addressed in the draft. You know, getting some backups, getting that.
Then, of course, with the signing of Jamal Williams from the Lions, dude averaged 80 yards, 16 carries a game. I think that's gonna play a big part of opening up the pass with Carr. Michael Thomas seems like he's in
All right,
it to
so
win it.
We'll move on from Derek Carr. Next big signing, Jamal Williams.
Yeah,
So go ahead. Keep
I like
going.
it, dude. I mean, I think it's a good pick. I mean, it's something that we needed, right?
Definitely.
I think with
Oh,
Ingram.
definitely.
With Ingram stepped in, and of course he was basically just a player's player, and
Ingram will not be back.
he won't be back.
Kamara will.
We'll see how that stint goes with the legal situations with him for next year.
Kamara will definitely be suspended.
Yeah, I think he will be too.
I think the
4 games, 6 games, or whatever, you know.
the Jamal Williams signing did a good job of us being able to take the best player available, or getting closer to be able to take the best player available. It's no longer a need, a must. It's it'd be nice if we had a third guy too.
Yeah,
right.
Because Jamal Williams can take on the load, him and Taysom Hill, if we do get in that kind of situation. But you want a guy in the pipeline, kind of like we were talking about earlier when they drafted Kamara and they had Adrian Peterson and Mark Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought we didn't need Kamara, and look what happened with him.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see how that unfolds, man.
Yeah. I mean, they got. I think he's still got to go to trial, unless
Kamara?
they settle out of
Yeah.
court,
Yeah.
which will probably happen because somebody gonna show somebody the money and.
You know, if that video wouldn't have came out, he might have got nothing. But
Yeah.
everybody's
Oh,
seen that video
yeah.
now. The NFL has to do something.
Definitely,
You can't do nothing
bad.
these days without somebody videoing you, man.
Back to Jamal Williams. If anybody watched HBO's Hard Knocks last year,
Yeah.
you love Jamal Williams. He's
Yeah.
a locker room guy. He's gonna fit
Right.
in perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
I like it, dude. And you know, and look, we can all agree, right? Derek Carr is not a slouch, dude.
No.
You know, what I mean, he's a Pro Bowler. You know, he can do what he's got to do. I think when he was at the Raiders last year, I think when they sat him, what it was the last 2 games or whatever it was, I think that pretty much he was a done deal with the Raiders. And
Yes.
you know, they ended up picking up old boy from Green Bay. I think was it Green Bay? Was his name the wide receiver that
Who's that?
came
The Raiders?
with the
Who picked him
Raiders?
up? Yeah, they have Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Devontae Adams, and then you know they still didn't have that good of a season. So I think it was time for him to walk away from that deal with the Raiders, and now he's coming with the Saints. And look, at the end of the day, we all know that. You know, people can say what they want to say about the Dallas Cowboys and this and that, but we all know his hometown. Let me tell you something, ain't nothing like playing for the Saints, bro. I mean, people are gonna stand by their team, and that's what we do.
And you know, Derek Carr fell from grace once he had Josh McDaniels as his head coach. But when he did best, he had John Gruden as his head coach, running his offensive scheme.
Yeah,
and
and
what
they
his
shake hands,
offensive
John
scheme
Gruden, for that
is
stuff.
very similar to what the Saints run. It's a complex offense. You got to make a lot of calls at the line, and that's what he can do.
Yeah.
And that's what we were missing last year, and what we now have. What we paid $37.5 million.
Yeah. Dennis Allen and Derek Carr have also already been together, so and that wasn't great.
True.
So we'll see.
We'll see how it pans out, man.
Optimistic. And
I think
also-
offensively, on the offensive side, though, Pooh, I really do believe that we still have a lot of talent. We
Right.
still have a lot of talent.
right,
You know, and with the signing with Pete, and then we still have Caesar Ruiz. So we'll see how it pans out. I think he's gonna do good, dude.
if they
And
stay
look-
healthy.
Yeah, and then we all know in our division right now with the Tom Brady dismantle and he retiring and all that stuff. I mean, who we got to play against?
Now it's the time.
Carolina ain't got shit. Atlanta ain't got
Carolina's
shit.
a decent
you know?
defense. Atlanta,
Just decent defense. I think.
Atlanta, if they play to their potential, will have a pretty damn good defense.
They'll have a good defense.
And then who we said about Atlanta? Who's the quarterback now?
It's going to be
Ritter.
Desmond Ritter.
Yeah, Desmond
They
Ritter.
believe in him.
Right.
But also,
Which was
it's
2
not
years,
out of the
right?
question
It's
to
the
trade
second
up and
year.
take a
Be a
quarterback.
second year.
Right.
Yeah.
Tampa will have Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask.
Yeah.
And Carolina will have whoever they draft and Andy Dalton.
They'll probably have the first round picks.
No, they do have the first round.
Yeah, that's what I'm
First
saying.
overall. Yep.
First overall. You know what
That's
they're
what I'm
doing.
saying.
Right?
Whoever,
Yeah.
whatever
We're gonna talk
quarterback
about
they
that,
pick,
right.
they'll have him and Andy Dalton.
Right.
So
That's a good situation. Well, I guess we'll get to that during the draft part. But
Yeah.
that's a good situation for a quarterback to go into. They drafted an offensive lineman in the first round last year, Akeem Aquanu. They have a good offensive line. They signed Adam Thielen. I think Hayden Hurst went there.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Chark. So
yeah.
it's not a bad situation.
Adam Thielen ain't no slouch, dude. He's getting up in age, but he
got a-
he's
he got a year
freaking
left.
beast.
He
Yeah,
got a
he was a
year
beast.
left.
He was a beast at the Vikings.
Yeah.
So,
So we re-signed Winston. I think it's 1 year, $8 million.
yeah.
Or 7.
I think it's awesome that he wanted to come back.
Yeah.
I really like
Yeah.
it.
I love it.
Yeah. I
Took
like it.
a lot of guys
I love
took a pay
having
cut
him as
this
a
year.
backup.
Yeah.
A lot of guys
A lot
took
of
a pay
people
cut
did.
to stay with the Saints because they think, we got a chance this year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Re-signed Jawan Johnson. 2 year. Oh shit. Should have wrote it down, but
I think it's
didn't.
about $6 million a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So man, he did good last year. And
Hell
I
yeah, he
think
did.
with the receiving core we have now, could open up a few more catches for him too.
Yes. I think Shaheed should come into his own. Olave is
Shaheen Olave,
could
dude.
be
That's
elite.
yeah,
And a
too
healthy
badass.
Michael Thomas.
and a healthy
Yeah, after
Michael
Michael
Thomas.
Thomas. I don't like the situation with Troutman, and I like the idea with Jawan Johnson. Do I feel like the Saints need to maybe grab a tight end later on in the draft? I think they do.
We re-signed Blake Gilligan, who one of the top punters last year in the league. So
Absolutely.
good.
Saints have always had good punters.
Good punter.
Yeah.
Morstead,
for
Yeah,
so
Morstead
yeah,
still
for
won.
so
I
long.
think he
dude.
just signed with
He's
the Jets.
he was with Miami last year. I think he went to the Jets because the Jets released Braden Mann, their punter that he had last year.
Yeah.
So I think he's with the Jets now. So as I said, Michael Thomas and the Saints agreed a 1 year, $10 million deal, which can pay him up to $15 million.
Yes, and that's a perfect contract for him.
Yeah.
Stay on the field, you can get you extra $5 million, and if you do really
possibly.
well, you get a big contract with somebody else next
Yeah.
year. And we need a guy for this year.
Right.
Perfect.
We also signed Brian Edwards from the Raiders, who played with Derek Carr. So that's a familiar,
That's another plus.
combo right there.
You still have Traquan filling out that wide receiver room. I like it.
Yeah. And let's say, look, we can't forget about Cam Jordan, right? I mean, he's been with the Saints, it's what, 13, 14 years
and,
now?
He said something the other day about wanting to retire, Saint. And
Yeah.
so we also, other off-season moves, we restructured May, McCoy, Ramsey, Lutz, Mathau, Davis, Hill, Jordan, Kamara, Lattimore, and Pete.
So, bro, I mean,
So they
people
restructured
want to
to
stay there and
save
play
money.
for the Saints.
You were in the negative big time to start the
60 million,
offseason.
I think.
Yeah.
You now have $15 million in cap room. That's about 10th in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys that are criticizing us are
Yeah.
eating their words right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, everybody always talks about Loomis kicking the can down the road, blah, 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 whatever. But a lot of this is, like you just
It's all
said,
Loomis.
people that want to stay and play for this team. Michael Thomas could have just
Yes.
collected, 18 million, 17 million?
And went somewhere
And
else.
went somewhere else.
So he
Give
took
props to
this
Loomis,
deal.
dude. He always works magic.
And that helped us out with the dead cap, his new contract.
Right,
Yeah.
and it
And what's the alternative of doing this? You're gonna be horrible for a few years without there's no definite that you're gonna get better after that. You don't ever make your roster to where you want to lose. There's no tanking in the NFL. Those teams that tank are the teams that suck every year and are picking in the top of the draft. Look at the Texans.
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Now we lost a few players. Some is like, whatever.
But we did
We lost a bunch of D linemen.
But we did pick up. We did pick
Yeah,
up
we
on the
picked some
defensive
up.
side. We pick up Colin Sanders
We
from the
picked some
Chiefs,
up.
which is a run stopper, big run stopper, right?
324 pounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we
big
picked-
run
I've
stopper.
seen a
picked
clip
some
of
up.
him doing a backflip as well at 324
Wow.
pounds.
So,
Yeah,
so right quick, the ones that stood out to me who we lost, David Onyemata,
yeah.
Caden Ellis, who they will both be playing for the Falcons. Shy Tuttle will be playing for the Panthers.
Panthers.
We lost Marcus Davenport, Andy Dalton, Deontay Hardy, Marquez Callaway, who's going to join Sean Payton in Denver.
Yes.
Which, I mean, he had some good games. He had some upside, but he also some games just didn't show up, drop balls.
But as an undrafted free agent, we hit on that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. And I think Caden Ellis, look,
But just like,
Caden Ellis, I mean, he did have some playing
Oh,
time. He did have some playing time, but there was a couple games where he didn't start. So.
But he balled out last year.
Demario Davis, I mean, let's talk about Demario Davis, right? I mean, he's getting up in age, but
Yeah.
let me tell you something, dude. That is
One of the best
that,
linebackers in the NFL.
oh my God, it's ridiculous. You know, and he's a crowd pleaser, and
Everybody loves him.
yeah, he's where the Saints need to be. He gets the crowd into
Everybody
it, and
loves
everybody
him.
loves him.
He's good when, he's good when he loses a step and he's still top 10 in his position.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, anything else with the Saints off-season moves? I know you wrote some
Nathan
shit
Shepard
Yeah.
might be a name to watch, a guy they signed a defensive tackle. He'll be more of a 3 technique. He
Yeah,
gets
we
a lot of
signed-
pressures.
Yeah, we signed a few, but
That is the most glaring need on the team, though, a
Oh,
defensive
definitely.
tackle. You cannot go into the season with Nathan
Yeah.
Shepard, Kalen Saunders, and Malcolm Roach as the 3
Definitely.
defensive tackles.
we did resign Roach, right?
Yes. So that would be your 3 right now, and that was the weak point of the team last year with better guys.
Exactly.
You got to stop the run
Definitely
first
gotta go.
before you could rush the passer, and I think that's the number 1 need.
Yeah.
And all that helps your DBs, your line, all that helps the backfield.
Exactly. When you can
Gotta
get a
have-
team.
You gotta stop the run. You gotta pressure a quarterback.
Yeah.
One thing we didn't do this year, and it was so aggravating, we weren't getting teams in a position where we knew they were going to pass, and that's how we always got in sacks. We knew they were going to pass on 3rd and long. We can rush the passer.
Right.
We were in situations where it was 3rd and 3, and we didn't know what they were going to do.
Right. You know, and look, the last 2 years, everybody talked about the Michael Thomas deal and this and that, but I guess the biggest talk is that he restructured his deal. He's coming back. He believes in Derek Carr, so
His
glad to have him back.
his first tweet after they signed Derek Carr was "Thank God" or something like that.
Yeah. And he restructured the deal, so
Yes, I'm a Michael Thomas comeback season believer.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's this
hope.
year.
Yeah.
If he's back and
It has
with
to be for him.
Olave, Shaheed. Oh my God.
Olave's
Dangerous.
Olave, dude. That
Yeah,
is
he's going to be legit.
that's
Oh,
legit
yes.
right there as it comes. Dude.
Definitely.
It's gonna be good. So, and I think Derek Carr is listen. When he was with the Raiders, everybody loved him. That's why I think at the end of the day, I mean, when he left the Raiders, there was a lot of surprised people. But man, welcome to the Saints, baby.
And talking
It's
about
gonna be
Olave
good.
a little bit,
It's
the
gonna be
Saints got
good.
kind of criticized by how much they gave up to go get him at 11 last year.
Yeah.
But you look at the wide receiver free agency class this year, I guess the best guy, biggest contract was Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
The draft this year, there's no real stud receivers in the draft this year. It's becoming like the quarterback position.
Yeah,
These
it is.
big time receivers are signing $20 million deals. To be able to get a guy on a rookie contract, yeah, we traded up to 11 to go get him, but now we have a guy. That was a good move.
Yeah. And look what Olave did. Look what Olave did last year, playing with Dalton.
Yeah.
You know, and then with James Winston. So now we get a prime time.
Without
Yes,
Thomas.
listen, yeah, without
Without
Thomas.
Thomas.
So
And I guess
teams
you
knew
can
we were going
listen.
to him.
At the end of the day, you can call Derek Carr. I mean, Derek Carr is probably top 10 quarterback in the NFL, right? I mean, we can all agree with that, right?
No, I'd say, but I would say 15.
15.
Yeah.
I like him at 10.
15.
Yeah, I want to argue.
I
with
like
him.
that you like him at 10.
Yeah, I mean, I like him.
Makes me feel better about it.
Yeah, because what he had when he had with the Raiders.
The best receiver in the league.
Yeah, just one guy. Who else he had? He had Waller at tight end.
He was
and
hurt
then,
all
and then
last
Waller
year.
was hurt all the time. So now you're getting all these
Yeah,
players to come in.
Pretty good offensive line.
Yeah, oh, he did, no doubt.
Yeah, pretty good running back.
And who did he make look like a stud? Well, I don't know if he made him look like it. Maybe he is a stud. But Hunter Renfrow had a great year 2 years ago.
Hunter Renfrow.
And that's going to be kind of Michael Thomas's position, underneath catching, contested catches.
That's what he does.
Yeah, that's what he does.
I like that combo.
Gets them first down Saints.
I love hearing that shit.
Yeah, me too.
So
I'm pumped, man. I'm ready.
What we're gonna do tonight is, instead of going the last few years we did, all right, who you think will be number one? Who you think will be number two? This year we're gonna pick a draft order and we're gonna go through the first round as we are the GM of that team. But before we do that, let's say, who do y'all think the Saints would take at 29?
I like Miles Murphy.
I hope he's there.
I like Miles Murphy. You said you don't think he's going to be there?
Not after that 4.52 at his pro day.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Defensive end from Clemson, 6'5", 268, 33 and 3/4 inch arms. It's ridiculous. I mean, I think if he's there, I think the Saints jump on him. There's another local boy that, you probably say that, Puda said it too, that y'all think maybe the 3rd round, 4th round, but I think if he's there at the late 2, early 3, I think they need to jump on him, and we'll see. I'm sure my boy Whiteout.
Who is it?
I'm sure my boy Whiteout.
Yeah, tell him who you talking about.
Tajay Spears, running back for Tulane.
I like that as a third round.
Yeah, man.
At
Yeah.
71.
So
I would love it if he stood in the second or third round.
I know my boy Whiteout watching that. He's gonna love it. So I like him too. I think he can
Great
fill.
Senior Bowl.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Fucking amazing Senior
great
Bowl.
season.
Yeah, great season. So
Who you thinking, Tyler?
I like Miles Murphy. Like you said, I don't think he's gonna be there, but if he's there, man, Saints need to jump on that guy. It's good.
I'm a big believer in improving the interior defensive line. I didn't like what I saw last year as far as us getting ran on. I loved watching the Saints when we can just completely shut down the run. We weren't even worried about it. And I think who'd we lose? It was Malcolm Brown when he left.
Yeah.
It was that big D tackle, and I think Mozzie Smith out of Michigan that's who he is. And it's about 330. I think he did 225 44 times. Maybe less than that. But it was the most out of any D tackle at the combine. He didn't run. He's hurt right now, but I like Mozzie Smith out of Michigan. If you're looking at more like a 3-tech, a penetrator, if Kalijah Cansey falls, he's a little undersized. He's a little undersized. Yeah, you know about penetrating.
Yeah.
Cansey's a little undersized. Keanu Benton maybe in the middle rounds. Keanu Benton out of Wisconsin. And also, if we're looking at DN, who would be there? How about Will McDonald? He's a little unorthodox for the Saints. He's undersized, around 240, 245.
Yeah, he's a little smaller player.
But, man, his highlight tape's great and he can get to the passer.
Yeah.
I think
We need some help, man. Cam Jordan needs some help. For sure.
I think in the league today, the pass happy league, you need people that can get to the quarterback.
It's speed, man. It's speed.
And
it's not the size. It's definitely speed.
we lost Marcus Davenport.
Yeah. Where you went to, Pooh? Minnesota.
Cam's getting old.
Yeah.
We lost 2 D tackles, but we signed a couple big bodies, which is good for the run.
Which
so
we said earlier with the Chiefs.
I'm thinking we shop right down the fucking road in Baton Rouge.
Oh, there we go.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
Who?
We talked about him earlier. I don't
BJ Ojulari?
Yeah.
Yep.
Really?
Watch it.
Do you have it? Do you know his size? Because that's the thing that gets me with the Saints. I like a lot of guys, but who they go after at that defensive end position? We've seen it with Peyton Turner. We've seen it with Marcus Davenport. You got to be 6'4". You got to be 270 something pounds, and they don't really look for speed at that position.
I don't care if you can get to the quarterback.
No, I don't.
Easy.
I like
Yeah.
it. I'd rather a speed rusher, but that's just not what they go for.
You got to get to the quarterback. You got to re-click all.
Yeah, I will. I'll do that.
I
could just look it up.
like I said, I think you got to go. You got to get somebody to get to the quarterback.
No, I agree.
But our defensive backfield, our cornerbacks,
How you spell his last name?
Olugj. No, I misspelled that
That's
already.
crazy.
Alajari?
You looking up his size?
Yeah, I wanted to look up his size.
I got
see how
you.
big
Get
he
the
was.
draft ready. So yeah, that's my pick. Saints
He's
29.
6'3", 250. So
Yeah.
a little undersized for what the Saints like, but I agree with you. I like a good speed rusher.
Yeah.
I
What we need.
think Ojulari would be there at 40. I think you can get the best D tackle in the draft at 29, though. Those guys not the best because Carter's the best, but best big D tackle.
Is he out there, Pooh? Is he top 2, top 3?
Who?
Top 3 in the draft? BJ.
Most of them have.
As an
most have-
edge rusher,
Yeah, 2 or 3. Most experts have 2, 3.
this expert does.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
would.
trust Tyler, dude.
I would say,
Yeah.
I'd say you go Will Anderson, guys like Lucas Van Ness and Tyree Wilson.
Me and you love Lucas Van
I like
Ness.
Lucas Van Ness.
Freaking
Then you
beast,
got
man.
Tyree Wilson. Then it falls off a little bit to guys I mentioned like Will McDonald,
Yeah.
guys like that.
Right.
And Ojulari would be
Yeah.
second or third tier
Yeah.
right there.
I love Van Ness, dude. Wow.
All
What a
right.
player.
Shit.
All right,
Let's
you ready?
draft.
Let's do it.
Get it ready. You gotta click all them teams again.
I got it, bro.
No, they wasn't clicked.
Oh, okay, what? Let's do
When
it.
you got out, it fucked it all up.
There we go.
All right, go to second round. 1 round, I mean.
Yeah, one round. Well,
It was on 2.
It's all right. We could just stop after one.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right,
Start draft.
so we're gonna pick. Who's gonna go first?
I'll go first. I'm at 3.
I'm at 2.
I'm at 1.
All right, so Tyler's on the clock.
All right, then we can do big board too, T, if you want.
Tyler, what you doing?
That's big board. That's who
No.
who's saying that they. That's the rank.
I gotta redo everything.
Oh no, it's all good. Relax.
All right, so Tyler is on the clock, acting as the Carolina Panthers.
So the Panthers in the offseason, they have a quarterback in Andy Dalton. He's more of a mentor to me, right? We
Okay.
talked about the receivers that they picked up. They traded DJ Moore, the number 9 overall pick, the first round pick for next year, a second this year, and a third next year to get up to number 1 with the Bears and take a quarterback. Who's that going to be? I think it's a toss-up between C.J. Stroud, who I think the coach wants, and Bryce Young, who I think is the number 1 quarterback in this draft. My comp to Bryce Young is actually Joe Burrow.
Wow.
Neither of
Bryce
them,
Young's 5'10", man.
Neither
But
of them-
it is what it is.
but Joe Burrow
Yeah.
had 9-inch hands, so there's size knocks on them. Neither of them have the elite arm strength. But you're talking about throwing with anticipation. You're talking about pocket awareness, and you're talking about making plays after the initial play breaks down. Bryce Young, to me, is a lot like Joe Burrow. I don't think he's on that level, but I think he's very similar. I think the Panthers take Bryce Young at 1.
Bryce Young.
Start the draft. Bryce Young.
There it is.
Nope.
X that up, scroll up,
Yeah, hold up. Let me exit up.
and then
Good try.
draft.
So if I am
Texans on the clock.
the Houston Texans, I am thanking you right now as I draft C.J. Stroud and probably go rub one out in the bathroom. Appreciate it.
So he's not only do you think that's who's going to go number 1, you think he's the number 1 quarterback.
I don't know.
So you like C.J. Stroud for the Texans?
I think Stroud should go 1, and
You think he's better?
I don't know. I think he's better than Bryce Young.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Okay.
Definitely.
Well, he's going to a worse situation in this scenario right here.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely going to Houston.
So my pick, I guess, with Arizona. So of course, you know what the quarterback they have and the offensive they have. I mean, look at the end of the day. I mean, Arizona, they do have players in play. So I think you got to go. Jalen Carter with Georgia. I mean,
With the off the field issues.
yeah,
Oh,
he's
definitely.
definitely. I mean, you got to go with him. I mean, what we talked about that earlier. He was drag racing or whatever, and ended up, here's all the deal. But yeah, the guy's His ADP is 6.2, so I like Jalen Carter going to the Arizona Cardinals on the defensive side.
They need everything on the defense, so they can't
Yes.
draft wrong
Yeah.
here.
Exactly.
I really think the Cardinals, that number 3 spot, will not be the Cardinals. They're going to try to trade out. They're going to do
Right.
everything they can to get out of there and
Yeah, a lot of shit will
get some more
happen.
picks.
Yeah.
And quarterbacks are still on the board, so teams are going to try to get up here.
Yep.
That's true.
Yep. I get it.
All right, Tyler.
All right, T,
you are the
Colts, baby.
Colts.
4 with the Colts. Okay, so Eagles offensive coordinator from last year, Shane Steichen, goes over to the Colts to become the head coach. He had Jalen Hurts last year.
New coach, everything, huh?
Yeah, he was also, I believe, the quarterback coach for the Chargers when they drafted Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
And so Justin Herbert reminds me a lot of Will Levis, and Anthony Richardson reminds me a lot of Jalen Hurts. So it's a toss-up. Who do they want right here? I think you go with the super upside, and you go with Anthony Richardson.
Wow,
Now
really?
you have Richardson and Jonathan Taylor in the backfield.
Yeah.
And you run a little option, kind of like what the Eagles were doing last year. I think that's pretty dangerous.
Anthony Richardson. Man, I ain't giving my boy Will Levis no look.
All right.
Seattle on the clock, Pooh.
Seattle. Oh.
I know which way you should go.
Now Seattle, they have another first-round pick. This is their first-round
Right.
pick from the Broncos from the Russell Wilson trade.
I'm all about defense, me.
Do you feel confident? With the quarterback play at Seattle?
They just re-signed Geno Smith. But he's an
Geno
older guy.
Smith, man,
Yeah.
he's an older guy. I mean, that's a tough one right there.
So, like you said, it's either defense or
Quarterback.
Will Levis.
Yeah.
But I think if you playing for now, you just like you say, you just signed Geno. So try and win this year, get that defense going, take the next best on the board.
Will
That's
Anderson.
To me, that's the
And
best
you-
Alabama.
non-quarterback in the draft.
Yeah.
You can't go
Alabama.
wrong with an Alabama player.
That's the
'Cause
most.
they're NFL ready.
That pick's not going to miss.
No,
See, I mean, Will Anderson,
yeah.
he's
And
character, everything.
anybody in
production.
Alabama is draft ready. I mean NFL ready.
He reminds me a lot of Von Miller.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison there.
Well, it's my pick, and I mean, I'm on the clock with the Detroit Lions.
Another team that have 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, 2 first-round picks, and the quarterback play that they have. I mean, come on, let's give it up, dude. I mean, how many teams he's been to?
2.
Yeah, 2 teams, and what has he done? Nothing. So I'm taking Will Levis, man. Quarterback, Kentucky. I like Will Levis. I like him as an NFL quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think his pocket presence that he does, and he's not a fast runner. He can't do anything, but you know,
Big.
he's a big kid.
6'4", I think.
Yeah, he's a big kid, and I like him going to Detroit, man. So I'm gonna take my boy Will Levis.
My boy.
I like him, man. He's
The Raiders.
with
Raiders.
the play that Detroit had last year, and with the play that he did at Kentucky, with the players that he had at Kentucky. I mean,
He had no one that could
he had no one,
bad
man.
offensive
No,
line.
yeah.
The year before, when they had a good
Dude,
offensive
play.
line and Wan'Dale Robinson at receiver, he went off.
I think the Lions just took your pick.
What's that?
I think the Lions just take your pick.
I would have taken him at 7. I do think Will Levis needs a year to sit, and he can do that with Jared Goff. He could have did it with Jimmy Garoppolo, but the Raiders have a good roster, and I think they're trying to win now.
Jared Goff just, man, the last 2 teams that he's been with, he's just never been that player to take him over, and just I feel like, I mean, yeah, is Will Levis a starter? I think so.
Not the first
I
year.
think so.
If he goes to the Lions, I think Goff
Yeah.
played some good
Yeah,
football
sure.
last year.
Yeah.
But I think that's a really good situation for him.
Yeah.
As far as the Raiders go, with the number 7 overall pick, you can go a couple different directions here. The offensive line isn't great, but their defense is also not great.
Offensive line was decent last year.
Well, they have Colton Miller at left tackle, but besides that, I don't like much about it. But I think you can get offensive line later in the draft. I think a guy that can't get later in the draft is a guy like Tyree Wilson. He's a pass rusher out of Texas Tech. You put him opposite side of Max Crosby, and now you can really rush the passer.
That's dangerous.
You also have Chandler
Crosby's
Jones
a
there,
bad
so now
piece.
your pass rushes. You have an
Dangerous.
elite pass rush. I like Tyree Wilson right here.
Dangerous.
Tyree Wilson.
All
right, Pooh.
Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons, our beloved team.
It looks like they are going with Ritter.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Looks like they set with Ritter.
Quarterbacks
So,
off the board anyway.
Yeah.
I think
They
they
did some good shit with the defense.
I think
they'll have
their
a
defense
damn
is
good
stout.
defense. So
I think you need to go wide receiver.
I
on
guess
this
we'll
pool.
give Ritter some weapons.
Yeah,
Try and give him some weapons.
yeah, I get it.
But they had they getting
So you have Drake London. If you're going with who I think you're going with, that's a basketball team.
they then they
It's gonna be
get
a tall team.
isn't the one that was suspended last year back?
Calvin Ridley got traded to
That's
the
true.
Jaguars.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we gotta go with Quentin Johnson.
So now you're
Wide
fielding
receiver, TCU.
Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Quentin Johnson.
Basketball
All over
team.
6'4". Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, at the end of the day, I mean, NFL started going
Listen
to
us.
NFL. Besides the undercuts, I think NFL's been going to 20 yards in, 30 yards in.
Yeah.
They've been going to a lot of tall receivers, right? So, Chicago,
The Bears.
they need a quarterback, but
Come on.
evidently they ain't gonna get one. I don't have confidence. I don't like Ohio State players on the offensive side. I don't know. I just never did.
They would have
Yeah.
traded. They wouldn't have traded out of one if they didn't believe in Justin
Yeah.
Fields.
You don't like Ohio State players on offense?
Well, I mean,
They
I mean,
my two best receivers.
yeah, I mean, I get it, but I think, man, with Justin Fields, I just don't think he's that player. And once again, I think he got hurt again last year a lot of times. So I think what they need is going to probably be a cornerback, and I like Devon Witherspoon from Illinois. They deep when it comes to Chicago, they've always been a defensive team, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what built their program, and I like Devon Witherspoon with cornerback from Illinois. His ADP is like 9.7. He's a good player, tall player, and still can run. So I like Devon Witherspoon.
Yeah, Witherspoon is a linebacker in a cornerback's body.
Yeah, exactly.
He's super physical, and I think you put him opposite of Jalen Johnson, who they have at the other corner in Chicago. And
Yeah.
that's pretty shut down. I like that pick.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Devon Witherspoon, and then we got the Philadelphia Eagles on the clock. Their needs are wide receiver, guard, center, defensive end, and the safety.
So the Eagles, Howie Roseman, what does he like to do?
Who can you fix me a drink? I really appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Howie Roseman, he's known to build in the trenches. That offensive line is pretty set in my mind, but they did lose some defensive talent in Javon Hargrave. Believe they lost a defensive end as well. They drafted Jordan Davis last year with one of their 2 first-round picks. They have 2 first-round picks again this year. I think with their first-round pick, they go with Miles Murphy. He's a pass rusher out of Clemson.
Wow.
Keep going, T. Take my pick. Who's on the clock?
We have the Titans.
The Titans.
The Titans.
So, do you want me to take it?
Oh,
So the Titans, they cut Taylor Lewan in free agency. They lost some offensive linemen. They signed Andre Dillard from the Eagles, but I don't believe he's a starting left tackle. I think you need to get your starting left tackle right here to protect Tannehill and keep on running the ball with Derrick Henry. Whew. My number 1 left tackle in the draft is Broderick Jones. He has the highest potential, but I think the safer pick would be Paris Johnson out of Ohio State. Let's go Paris Johnson, Ohio State left tackle to take Taylor Lewan's place.
we don't like Ohio State players.
Paris Johnson. There he is, right? Yep, tackle Austin.
Alright.
So here we go, baby.
So I took Paris Johnson.
Yeah. So
Good pick, Poodle. Thank
of course
you,
the Texans need to rebuild, and you
Texans
know I'm
need
going
everything.
to. They need everything. I mean, they need a quarterback, wide receiver, center,
We got a
defensive
quarterback.
lineman. Yeah, and I understand that,
We
but
got Stroud with the first
got
year of
Stroud.
the Texans.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man. We've been talking about it, T. I like it. I like Van Ness going over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I told you earlier, people are comparing him to J.J. Watt.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that make a lot of sense.
So I feel like he can get in there. He can be a crowd pleaser. He can get the team to where they need to be, and just a freaking. He's a nature beast, dude. Like you say, he can play linebacker and he can play a little bit of defensive end too.
They need everything in the front seven.
Yeah.
So this guy can do a lot of like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, another guy I would have liked would have been Jackson Smith and Jigba after they drafted C.J. Stroud at number 2.
Yeah.
Kind
Wide
of like
receiver.
kind of like the Jamar Chase,
Yeah.
Joe Burrow.
Right.
They played together in college. They can go do it in the pros too.
I think
I like Van Ness.
Yeah, I like Van Ness in there. He can play linebacker. He can get out, and I think he'll get to the quarterback. So I like Lucas Van Ness.
Alright,
I'm
TK
anxious to watch him play, dude, because I think he's gonna fit in right in. I think he's gonna be a starter.
The Jets.
Yep.
TK, you are the Jets.
The Jets.
The Jets. So I'm make believing that Aaron Rodgers is already there.
You
Yeah,
think so?
I think that's gonna happen.
I think
it's gonna happen.
Mekhi Becton to this point has been a bust. He's been overweight. He did lose a lot of weight in the offseason, but I think he's a better fit.
Sounds like Corey.
Well,
I lost a lot of weight. Yeah.
I think he's a better fit at right tackle. Mekhi Becton is.
Mm-hmm.
So now you need a left tackle. And I think Broderick Jones is the best left tackle in this draft. He has the highest upside. Now you have a really good offensive line. With those two guys, you drafted Elijah Vera Tucker 2 years ago, and you have Laken Tomlinson and signing up. Free agency last year.
Another
The offensive
Georgia
line's
boy.
really coming together. They signed some receivers, and Rodgers could be really happy.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, because look, at the end of the day, I mean, if you give Aaron Rodgers time to throw, he's gonna get you.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill you.
He's still elite.
Yep, I
For a
like.
year,
Oh,
too.
absolutely. Another Georgia player.
I'm Bill
Alright,
Belichick. What the fuck? I have confidence.
Hey, you want to go all the way down to here? Because you know that's what Bill Belichick does.
I have
Who did he take last year?
confidence.
Cole Strange?
Yeah.
I have confidence in Mac Jones. If I'm a coach,
I agree.
I wanted Mac Jones to be drafted by the Saints, and everybody hated on him because why? Where he played at.
Yeah.
Saints fans hated that because he played
Alabama.
at Alabama.
Yep.
So you got to protect him. So I don't know about.
Peter Skoronski.
You have to protect your quarterback. That's a given, right, Tootie? See? So we'll go with Peter Skoronski.
Yeah.
Protect your quarterback. And we have a special guest picker.
Peter Shurinsky.
Special guest picker, Miss Catherine.
Hey, baby girl.
Tell everybody, hey,
Say hello.
wave. All right, so next on the clock is Green Bay. And you, Green Bay? Mode C.
Oh man, this is a tough one. I think with Devontae Adams and all that leaving and all that stuff, I think they need to regroup. I think we talked about, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be there. They are pretty sound still on offense with Devontae Adams leaving.
That's Jordan Love.
And I get it. They got Jordan Love. Jordan Love is, look, at the end of the day, it all started off of the Aaron Rodgers, and when they drafted Jordan Love, he came in and it was like this and that and this and that. So I like the wide receiver, Jackson Smith.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
and
Yeah, I think he fits in well.
going to
He's
Definitely.
He's an inside guy, and they drafted Christian Watson last year with Romeo Doubs, both outside guys. So now that receiving core is really coming together.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good for Jordan Love.
Yeah, good for him, man. I think that's what it had a lot of sense to do with with Aaron Rodgers and all that stuff, and then Jordan Love coming in, and I think it was kind of a slap in the face to Aaron Rodgers. So I think at the end of the day, he was last year. I mean, he wanted to play. He wanted to play.
With him with Brett Favre.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
And this pick for the Green Bay Packers is really going to be a slap in the face to Aaron Rodgers because they didn't draft a wide receiver in the first round.
Yeah,
His whole
exactly.
tenure there. And he's been asking for it,
Yeah.
and now he's going. They taking Jigma.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They turned around and take Jordan Love for their first pick last.
All right, TK, you are the newly sold
Washington Commander.
Yeah. So I'm super happy that this guy's here. Can't believe he's here. Christian Gonzalez, cornerback out of Oregon.
Yeah,
He's
we was talking about him.
6'3",
We was
very
talking about him
fast, high vertical. They have Kendall Fuller. He plays a lot of the slot. This guy's an outside corner. Now you allowing your defensive pass rush to get there. That elite defensive pass rush with Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen. They put
And Chase Young, man, he's
Deron
been hurt a little
Payne.
bit, but boy, he's a beast when he plays.
Now you got an
Wow.
elite front seven, and you're adding a cornerback on the back end to let him get some time to get there. So
Yeah.
I like Christian Gonzalez right here.
Christian Gonzalez, cornerback from Oregon, baby.
Listen, you gotta do the computer.
All right, Pooh, you on the clock? Pittsburgh.
The Steelers.
Man, what a man. Pittsburgh's man. Do you feel like Pittsburgh needs a quarterback?
You know, you drafted
really
one in
feel
the
like
first
that,
round
you know?
last year with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
What do they think about him? I don't know.
Hold on.
He just, he played a lot last year.
There we go.
Just never really have it. To me, never really had any upside. I mean, he
Right.
did what he had to do. And,
That's what he is. He
Yeah.
doesn't have the elite
He's
on
gonna
him.
be
right,
He's not going
right.
to flash, but
right.
I think he can manage a team if you put the right pieces around
He's
him.
accurate.
And with Puda's pick right here, I think it's really going to set him up for the future, right?
No,
What you got, Pooh? No.
because
Well, you feel like they need to be, Pooh? I like this one.
Because his dad played there.
Really? Joey Porter. Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
let's go. I like drafting defense early, unless you have one of the top quarterbacks. You know.
Kalijah Kancey, dude. I mean, he's Pittsburgh.
Did you fart?
He's a beast.
Did you fart?
Mm-mm.
One of y'all farted.
No, I didn't. We're just waiting on your pick.
All right, might have been me.
Dude,
So
that's
scroll.
a beast. Another beast that you said.
But I also like, as a former offensive tackle, I like protecting your quarterback.
They need offensive line.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go. No, go back. Where you rushing? Down. I'm gonna get me a tackle. Let's go Darnell White from Tennessee.
Darnell Wright, Tennessee. I like that.
I'm gonna protect Kenny Pickett.
So Darnell
Right.
Wright,
Small hands.
2 years ago, he played left tackle and really got whooped. He switched to right tackle this year, and he dominated. He slowed down Will Anderson, all those guys in the SEC. He slowed them down. Darnell Wright's a elite right tackle. He'll never be able to switch over to the left side, but you'll have a stud right there.
Yeah, it'll never be me, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Okay. All right. So that's who you did, right? So I'm up next. God, I got the Lions again.
Who you had the Lions taking at 6?
Um,
Just to get a broad view. Will Levis.
yeah, I had Will Levis. Should I stay on offense? I think the Lions defense was not bad last year, right? I mean, they played pretty good last year. I'm gonna go tight end, man. You know, I think at
They
tight.
traded away Hawkinson
They traded away
last year. They
Hawkinson.
need a tight end.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go Dalton Kincaid.
Over Michael Mayer.
Yeah, tight end from Utah.
Kincaid's the elite receiving option, while Mayer's kind of like a throwback.
Throwback
tight end.
guy. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. All right, Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the clock. T.
Bucks on the clock. Man, Cansey's just staring at me there. And you got Vita Vea, who's 350 pounds. Cansey's
Big old
undersized.
kid,
That would
yeah.
really,
Yeah.
those two
Played
together
pretty
would
good
really
last
be
year, too.
something. But, you know, defensive interior is a little bit easier to get. I think a harder position to get would be cornerback. And, you know, you got Carlton, I'm blanking on his name right now, on one side. I think you go get Joey Porter Jr. to line up on the other side. And really helping out that secondary.
Should have went to Pittsburgh, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Joey Porter
Joey.
from Pittsburgh's son.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, good deal. Pooh, you on the clock?
I'm
Seattle.
again. Scroll back to my first pick with Seattle. I think I took offensive line.
Let's see.
Scroll back right there.
You had took
Is that Will Anderson there?
Seattle.
I think it was Will Anderson. Scroll up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Anderson. Yeah, defensive end from Alabama.
So, let's go offensive line. I probably shouldn't ever be a GM.
So,
But then again, the most important positions on a football team are the offensive line, defensive line.
besides quarterback.
Somewhat,
I
besides
don't
quarterback.
care who you got a quarterback. You got to protect him.
Yeah.
So,
How
shit.
about old boy that went to UL? Osiris Torrance out of Florida. Transferred to Florida this year.
Anton Harrison, too. Of
Guards
course.
we got out there.
Well, I'd say, so as far as tackles, they took one in the first and fourth rounds last year, and they both really performed well in Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas. So they're set on the outsides, but if you get them an interior guy,
What's the fucking guards
IOL, one underneath tackle. Look, you had it. There you go.
there? That's who you was talking about, right?
Osiris Torrance.
Yeah.
Played at UL, and then he went with Bill Napier
Yeah, he left
to
with
Florida,
Napier.
To Florida.
and he showed out in the SEC.
Boom. Let's go.
All right, so the Chargers, right?
So we're going with Osiris. No,
You know-
you
With Herbert, what Herbert at
was forfeited.
Yeah, that was from the tampering with Tom Brady.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
So I think with Herbert, man, I mean, I think they probably lacking a little bit on wide receiver side. With an outstanding quarterback, Duke can throw from his feet. He can throw on the back. He can throw on the run. I like him a lot, and I like let's see, where is that? Where is that? Nathaniel Dale, wide receiver from Houston. His ADP 62.6. He's ranked 44th, but once again, dude, big kid, can run, can make the cuts. I like him. I like him as a big ball player. So I like the Chargers take Nathaniel Dale from Houston.
Yep, his nickname's Tank Dale.
Tank Dale, that's him.
Actually, he's a little guy. He went to the Senior Bowl, and he had one of the best Senior Bowls out of anybody out there. Him and Tajay Spears.
Yeah.
Right?
Tajay.
So, yeah, I like what you did there. You got Mike Williams and Keenan Allen on the outsides. Now you got Tank Dale in the middle.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert set up for the
Yeah,
future.
I like it. All right, so we got the Ravens on the clock.
Ravens. Man, y'all leaving all these cornerbacks for me. You don't have to go far from Maryland to Baltimore, right? Let's go
There you go.
Deontay Banks, cornerback out of Maryland. He ran super fast, really long arms, high vertical. And, the Ravens lost Marcus Peters in the offseason, but they still have Marlon Humphrey. Now you have another tandem cornerback with Marlon Humphrey and Deontay Banks.
So,
Minnesota Vikings on the clock.
should we get some receiver help or defensive help? Because they lost.
I like the Vikings.
They lost some corners.
And they lost some corners, but I
They
hate to
lost
say
what's the receiver they lost?
Thielen.
Thielen. Yeah.
Right now, the receivers are Justin Jefferson and KJ Osborne. They have
Yeah.
KJ Hopkins.
And Thielen went to
Panthers.
Panthers. Man, Pooh, I like the Vikings on running back, man.
Bijan's there.
Yeah.
Bijan's fun.
Yeah.
But they got who's that running back? That's
Who's
from
that?
Florida State.
Oh, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook's 28 years old.
Man, he's last year. I mean, he
And they
as far
also-
as fantasy, he did sure.
They
He
also
didn't do all that.
re-signed
He was
his
hurt.
backup, and Madison. And then they drafted a running back last year, Ty Chandler. But I mean, the talent like Bijan, doesn't matter who you have.
Bijan Robinson, ball with Texas. Yeah. Dude's a beast, bro. Bijan Robinson with Texas.
Defense, man.
You're a defensive kind of guy.
It all starts from defense, bro. You gotta stop them. You gotta stop them.
Emmanuel Forbes too,
I
man.
like
Cornerback
Ford.
Mississippi
That's what I was
State.
looking at.
Fucking phenomenal
They do
player.
need a corner.
Yeah.
Let's go. Even though we gotta get to the quarterback.
So
Emmanuel Forbes.
Forbes weighed in at 166 at the combine. 166 pounds. Ran really fast, super long arms, intercepts the ball. He's a great corner, but that'll be the knock on him.
Yeah,
Super
boy, yeah.
slender. He's 166 pounds at 6 foot.
They'll put weight on.
I think they will too. They got good weight training programs in the NFL, right?
Yeah, they got good drugs shit too. Just gotta get that out before the testing starts.
Right.
All right.
T, you up?
Are you up?
Oh, I'm up. Oh, Jaguars. I'm going Nolan Smith.
So-
Smith.
You paired him
The-
with Tracy Walker,
Tracy Walker.
the Georgia edge rusher they took #1 overall last year.
Yeah.
Now you got pass rush.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that pick.
I like it.
And now you got
Nolan
teammates.
Smith. Yep. Teammates play together. Let's make it happen. New York
All
Giants.
right.
That's a tough one. T.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
So you have Darren Waller for the
Mhm.
Giants, so you don't need a tight end. Receiver's not great, but I don't like the receivers available here. Yeah, let's go Joe Tipman. He's going to be a center. Probably got to look him up. I do think he'll go. How do you look up different positions?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can without getting out of the.
Yeah, right
out
there.
of
Search all players.
Search all players.
So we'll go Joe Tipman out of Wisconsin. He'd be my #1 center. They need a center real bad.
Leave it on there too.
Go Joe Tipman.
Leave it on there too because
Them boys.
uh,
Watch out, T. Let me go.
who's the worst person in the draft right now? That's who I'm picking for Dallas.
Get him for
That's
Dre.
who I'm picking for Dre.
Hey, do a kicker, Poop.
That's who I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get Dallas. Who's the worst kicker in the draft? That's what I'm taking for Dallas.
Dallas lost
Well, you know what?
Ezekiel Elliott.
I was about to say that. So, y'all been wanting Robinson gone? He's gone now.
Tony Pollard and B.J. Robinson. That
They're
is
taking Robinson, running back Texas.
that's impressive.
I mean,
That's a heck of a back too.
that would be fucking crazy if he dropped.
I think you will. Just positional value. There's so
Yeah.
many good. It's just such a good running back class.
Maybe
Teams are
so.
thinking I can get a guy in the 3rd round. We talked about Tajay Spears earlier.
Yeah.
So why take one in the
That's
first when I
true.
can take another? More important.
But if
position?
it's a need,
yes,
not
And
that Pollard's not good, but
I think he's great, but
Dude,
he's on
if
the
you could
franchise
have
tag,
a-
the 1-year
yeah.
deal, right?
and you can have a backup like that,
You
or,
go from-
or maybe somebody that could possibly come in as a rookie and
Yes.
and just go fucking crazy.
He doesn't have to go far either.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, get ready for it. But I'm gonna tell you, Pollard is gonna be top 5 in fantasy football this year.
Agreed.
Oh, top 5.
All right, Mo,
Top
the
5 running
Bills.
Oh, I mean, what you gonna do with the Bills? I mean, offensive sound. I think everything's good. I think you probably need to go defense. I like Brian Branch, safety for Alabama. They're kind of short-handed on safety right now. So I like Brian Branch, safety Alabama.
Look who I am. All right,
Oh
T, you
my
the
God!
Bengals.
Yeah, you know he had to get that right.
All right, so we're the Bengals.
Probably defense and safety.
They strengthened up there.
Yeah, they have a decent defense. They're starting to get a little depleted. They had some good signings a few years ago, but those contracts are starting to run out.
And then they focused on and spent a lot of money on O-line.
Yeah,
Right.
so the offensive
Yeah.
line, I wouldn't say it's fixed, but it's a lot
But
better.
it's a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost Hayden Hurst, but they signed Irv Smith. Do I think Irv Smith's a starting tight end? I think he'd be better as a number 2. And there's a great tight end on the board right now. Let's go Michael Mayer, tight end.
Notre
out of
Dame.
Notre Dame. Yes.
Big kid.
Yes.
He's a beast.
We were talking about earlier, he's a throwback tight end. He
Yeah.
can block, he can catch, he does a lot of good things, and I think
I like
Joe
that
Burrow
pick.
could get him involved
Yeah.
a lot.
I
Now,
like that pick.
your receiving core is looking like T. Hilton, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, Michael Mayer, Irv Smith. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Really
And you got a
good.
decent quarterback throwing to too.
That's my Bryce Young comparison.
Yeah.
So,
Oh
all
my
right,
God.
just
Who
call
got
me,
the pick, man?
just call me
Jesus
Pooter
Christ.
Loomis and go ahead and click it.
Don't mess it up, bro.
Go ahead and click it.
Who you doing?
You already know he's still there. Pass him up.
Oh, no.
No way.
Yes.
We're not reaching like that, huh?
Yes.
Jordan Addison.
Oh, BJ.
Who?
BJ your Lord. LSU.
Oh.
I said it earlier.
Wow. Poda. Really?
Said it earlier. We're gonna hit some quarterback this year, boy.
All right, so let's pause right now. So we
It's
talked
all
about
right.
it earlier. I think Miles Murphy, which is still available.
No, he's gone. I took him at 10.
Yeah, you took him at 10. Yeah, so oh man, that was a tough one. And then I mean, I don't know, Paul. I guess you good. So
I would have taken Brian Brazil.
yeah.
I think D tackle is a bigger need than edge rusher. I don't,
We need to hit
I
fucking
don't-
quarterback.
I
Yeah,
don't
we
really
do. We
hate
do. I get it.
Cam Jordan, Peyton Turner, Carl Granderson, Tana Passanio. That's okay at edge. I think you're talking about defensive interior with Nathan Shepard and Kellen Sanders. I think that might be the worst defensive interior in the league. I think you have to improve that. And right there, you could have got an elite defensive interior guy because those guys don't go early, right? You can get a top guy in the draft there. Those edge rushers go early, so you're kind of picking out of the second or third tier.
Yeah. All right, Pooh, say what?
Why?
We'll watch. All right, T, you on the clock? Or am
you
I
on
on
the
the clock? All right,
You Philly.
Philly.
Two
I mean,
more picks.
I think I'm gonna go wide receiver, man. I think I'm gonna go wide receiver with Hurts and just. I mean, he's. Listen, I'm not a Hurts fan at all, but what he's been doing and what he did last year, I like Jordan Addison, wide receiver for USC.
Yeah, Eagles have a really good track record with drafting USC wide receivers,
Yeah.
right? Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so you got AJ
And bro,
Brown.
he's been in the
Devontae
league a while too.
Smith.
Nelson
Okay,
Aguilar.
all right.
Yeah.
I was joking, but
Yeah.
All right, TK, in our draft, you are Kansas City with Mr. Irrelevant.
yes, right,
In our draft.
Mr. Relevant.
In our draft.
Yeah, so
Because we're only doing one round.
they lost Orlando Brown and Wiley. They're two tackles
Tough
in the offseason. They signed Jawan Taylor. He played right tackle at Jacksonville, but he's slated to play left tackle with the Chiefs. I think you'd be better off keeping him at right tackle. Anton Harrison's the last left tackle available in this draft. I think Anton Harrison will be your left tackle.
And there's it.
You can keep Jawan at right, and you're protecting Mahomes.
All right, so that's our first round draft.
Kalaji Kansas, man, just never went.
I know. Hopefully he's there at 40 for the Saints, right?
Yeah.
Because they didn't take a defensive interior.
Yeah. Just never went.
I would definitely go back on this, rewatch it, write these picks down to see how we did.
Who hit? Yep.
I mean, pretty sure them top three we could be pretty accurate, you know, as most of the experts.
You know, I think our draft is going to blow up at 3.
I
'Cause
think-
I'm adamant that the Cardinals are getting out of that pick.
Well, that's true. That's true. But I also think that CJ Stroud's going first.
I wouldn't be surprised either way. It's either Stroud or Young, and the other one's going at 2.
I want
So that'll be
That's my opinion.
I want the Saints to go Tajay Spears.
At 29.
That would be badass.
No.
29.
That would be badass.
That would not be badass.
It wouldn't be
So-
badass. I like it, dude. I like it.
Anything else?
Nope.
No, I think we're good, man.
That was pretty cool. We did a little over an hour, and good to be back together again.
It is.
And
Yep. And hopefully I'll be in a situation to where
hopefully you stop banging on
oh sorry.
the table for the microphone to pick up the.
Okay. I'll stop being an
But,
asshole. But anyway,
yeah, hopefully.
yeah, so
We got 4 months. 3 months.
I'll be hiring a bunch of people. So for all you people out there looking for measurement, I&E, instrumentation, electrical, holler at me. And we got some work coming up. Got a bunch of work coming up. Hopefully, I won't have to be there like I am right now, and I can have all my people do their deal. But I'm pumped, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for some football.
Me too.
I'm ready for this draft.
Yeah.
I love the draft.
Yeah,
I love the first round.
yeah. We lost the Pels last night, so now we have nothing to fall on but the Saints. So
Pretty much.
yeah.
We're gonna be good this year. I believe it.
Yeah.
Y'all should too.
Think we'll
Oh,
be all right.
absolutely, 100%.
Think we'll be a little
Think
better
we'll
than
be
last year. I hope anyway. But you know what? If we're not, we'll still be here next year doing the same thing.
And
Getting hyped up for it.
Getting hyped up
Yeah.
and doing our thing.
I can bank this. We're gonna win division this year with Derek Carr. There's no doubt about it. 100%.
He's banking it. He's banking it, TK.
I'm
I'd
banking
say the
it.
only doubt about it is injury, and that's been the only
Oh,
doubt about it the
definitely.
last 2 years. And
Yeah.
and you know
Especially
the
with
cap
our offensive
situation,
line.
the cap situation that we're in, that starting 22 looks really good, but once it gets down to the nitty gritty, people start getting hurt. We don't look so great.
Yeah,
It's because of
Especially
the
our
cap.
offensive
Yeah.
line, man. It's,
Yeah,
So we have to draft well.
yeah, yeah.
so we'll see. But
Tajay Spears. I'm gonna be a happy motherfucker if he goes. to the Saints.
Smith.
I'm gonna be happy as hell
Alright.
if he goes to
You
the
guys,
Saints.
y'all have a sleeper in the draft? Somebody that didn't get drafted in the first round?
Tajay Spears for me.
You love him.
I love him.
I'm gonna go with Tajay Smith.
And look what he did in the Pro Bowl, dude. Look what he did in the Pro Bowl, dude. It was ridiculous. He's a sound back. Sound back.
I'm gonna go with Kansas.
Can't he? Yeah, he didn't get drafted in the first round.
Oh, he's definitely going in the second round.
Got those Aaron Donald comps.
Yeah. What's your sleeper, T?
Well, a guy that didn't go in this draft, I like. His name is Drew Sanders. He was at Alabama. He transferred to Arkansas. He's 6'5", 233. Elite instincts. He's a linebacker, an off-ball linebacker.
Yeah.
Go watch his tape. It's really fun.
Really
Yeah,
fun.
he hits people, man.
I like
It's
you
like
guys.
Penning's. It's like Trevor Penning's tape from last year. It was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Drew Sanders out of Arkansas.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
All right.
You went with me, Pooh? Tajay Spears?
Yeah.
Love it.
I just went with you
I
so
love it.
you'd shut up about it.
What'd you say, third round?
Huh?
Third round?
Yeah, I think it'd be a grab in the third round. Yeah, those running backs
I
go
think
late.
so.
They go later than what you
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's 2 elite running backs in this draft. It's Gibbs and it's Bijan Robinson. And after that, the guy's gonna go late.
Mickey Loomis, Tajay Spears.
Make it Loomis. Tajay Spears.
Mickey
No.
Loomis, sign something for me.
All right, man.
But
Well,
like we
it's
always
good.
do it, and I'll read off the our sponsors after. But like we always do, peace.
Love
Picks.
and picks.
All right, shout out these sponsors, because even though we ain't got no hats and shit lately, but
Yeah, it's been tough.
hint.
Knock him out, Pooh.
Benoit's Performance Baits,
Ribeye.
the original OG. Express Supply and Steel,
Been with us since day one.
Senior.
Our boy 2-1.
Bayou Country Pools LLC, SSI, Lewis Mohana Furniture,
My boy Joe.
Save
burn a little gas, save a lot of cash.
Oh. Spill Liquor Productions, Jam Up Marketing, Tune by Norm, 4A Bayou Dust. I cook with that every night.
We need some more. We need some more seasoning. Yeah.
Renee's Bar,
Give a shout to Jamie.
Tailings, Real Outfitters, Bayou Terrebonne Distillers, Labrador Home Improvement,
Big T,
Craig's Deer Shop,
aka the Gooster.
Drop and Fix, Chewy.
Best ribs you ever ate in your life.
Ooh, we need some more ribs, Joe.
Yeah.
Judo's Bayou Tavern,
Our boy Jude.
Benoit's Tax and Accounting from his worst customer,
Yeah.
Whiskey Haven Bar and Grill,
Jude.
LA Classic Roofing, Yellowfin Energy Services, our Grand Isle Shipyards, and Vegas Insurance.
And we look to grow.
Yeah. Holla at us.
And we got some stuff coming up. We're gonna do some nonprofit stuff. We got 2 golf tournaments coming up that we do a nonprofit. The one in New Iberia and one that's gonna be back home for cerebral palsy, and then we do the other one for what is that?
Down
syndrome.
Blessed by Down.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do another one. Of course, we do our toy drive, and then we're gonna do our tailgating experience that we raised
And we're gonna do
$118,000 last year. So we got some nonprofit stuff that's coming up to where, man, we're gonna help the local people like we always do.
Yeah, and we're gonna do one to pay my bills, and we out.